Today we have a complete guide on how to replace the failed hatch struts on a 955 and 957 Porsche Cayenne with a powered liftgate model. The first time doing this is hard. Once you push through and learn, it's incredibly satisfying to get it working. You can do it. Don't just watch and bookmark the video. Go buy the part and save this guide and set a weekend aside. You can do it. Let's get started. P.S. This video does not include replacement of the hydraulic mechanism which operates the powered liftgate. Servicing the mechanism will be a separate video if it ever needs it. Easy. There are clips that hold in. You don't want to just yank it down. I got the left side loose very scientifically by giving it a firm tug down. Rather than pulling from one side, put actually a hand in the light hole to spread the force out. And there are these pressure clips that get pulled out. Another two in the back that want to come out. There we go. One last one in the corner. And see how many I broke or didn't break. So I got one of these to slide out. Yeah, using more force than one is comfortable. 25 inside of here. I recommend one of these guys, a socket set with an extension and a T30. So this one is easy. When that comes out, that's easy. Feels like I'm more likely to break the plastic by messing with these clips than actually just yanking them down. So let's yank them down. That does not want to budge. Oh, that was a tough one. So grabbing from the right side helps. They're all behind there, so basically you have to just yank. I don't like that feeling. Getting hands under the right side and the left. Oh, and there's an airbag there. Oh, that's scary, but we did it. Plastic is intact, plastic is intact, plastic intact. Aha, one of them wanted to stay in. From the inside, this is the clip stuck inside that holds against the plastic. If your clips get stuck, you can use a thin needle nose pliers to grab them from both sides and yank them out this way. Sound like breaking plastic? No. Nice. Only one got stuck inside. One, and then grab by the back of it. Not too bad. You can put your finger in the hole here, and that lets you release the headliner clips. You pull it down a little bit. And now that gives us clearance we need to work on the stuff. And when we need to, we just push these two back up. Again, there are two holes here. We just push our finger through. On the right side, when the headliner is black thing, second hole from the right, you feel around for a little plastic thingy. You push on it, and that releases the headliner. And I've done the other on this side, putting the finger through. Okay, well that will give us the clearance we need to work on these. This next part's not that bad. Grab some gloves not to get your hands dirty. For both sides, we're going to pull the butyl strips down. And we have replacement sealant. It's on there pretty good. Slowly from the back is giving me success. Patiently carefully. Voila. Shocks and such. So we'll save this bit, clean it off later. That's how we're going to get access to the glass shocks and main shock, even on the powered model.
And that's where they're attached like so, with me filming out from inside. Not bad at all. And then shortly we'll share what it looks like on the powered model.
Voila. And there is the powered one that we do not want to mess with. It is really in the way of the glass shock.
There's barely any clearance to get to the glass shock. I wonder how we're gonna get it loose.
So the glass shocks parts are identical. We have two of them. And this is the part for the passenger side hatch strut.
So while you're working on these, get yourself a hot assistant to hold the hood open as we use a small flathead screwdriver, put it to unclip all of the hood struts. So I'm going to put a flathead screwdriver, get one on the back of this hood strut. That's gonna help me remove it. Got it. Like that. And then also work this one loose. It's not supported right now. I don't know if you feel it or not. I got him. Now we just get our pry tool, pop this bad boy off. Doing gas strut first. Or glass door strut first. Boom. And then the other end, I'm using a flathead screwdriver down here and a pry tool on this end.
Doing the gas strut first. It just should pop off. Okay, I got it off using a flathead screwdriver because this was really well hidden behind there. But in hindsight, I could have reached it from the other side most likely. See, I have a finger through here. So I should have used a flathead screwdriver in hindsight from the other end. Speaking of which, let's get the other one. Okay, this one is easy. Let's go through the other side. You holding it?
Yeah.
I've popped it off. Got it. Got it.
And I was able to release it using a flathead screwdriver.
So now we just pop it off, like so. Send it a little back in, like so. Send a little back out. This bad boy's off. Okay, now the open end goes first. I think we stick this end, and then we open it all the way and stick the back end. So let's do that. In order to accomplish this, we need the new part that looks like this one. Thank you, hot assistant. We get this. This is what they look like. So first we'll snap on, we'll make sure the trunk is fully open, and then we insert some clamp. This one on. You might want to wear a glove or to not cut yourself. Leverage it on using the car. Now with it fully open, we can squeeze it onto the right side. Well, that's a problem because it doesn't fit on. So if you need final support, I was able to get it on. I pushed this with one hand, it went even higher, and then I was able to click this on by not pressing against the airbag, but by squeezing against the metal. And it finally, oh, that's the best feeling. It finally went on. So now we just do the glass one, similar style. We can see the old one, square thing was mounted towards the back of the vehicle. This is towards the front. Goes on the left side, installing this side first. So I'm just putting it on the original metal tubing here.
making sure the top is in first. Assisting myself from the back hole. The new ones should be expanded. And that way it will go on easier. So square one should go on. Looks like it's on. Yep, it's on. And now we go towards the back. And put the tab back. And voila! They're both in. You may now thank your assistant for and ask her to release. And the hood holds by itself. Yay! The power side hatch, where we can see we have a scary hydraulic-like looking system. But the glass shock is on the right. So we can learn from the other side. You gotta disconnect it from the outside. Getting a screwdriver on it. And it likes to hop back on. That was easy, from the outside. So the gas shock is perfectly... There it is. Try to come off this way. By golly, that was a tight fit. By golly, that's a tight fit. Preemptively pop the back one open. Ooh-wee. I can just try to go through in here. Insert it inside and past it. So far past it that we want to go inside here. See what it's getting caught on the outside. Into my fingernail. Fast. So I struggled for about an hour getting it onto that angle with the hydraulic line in the way. Basically, you have to take this clip, you have to push it back towards yourself. Back towards yourself so that it stays on, which in itself, it doesn't reliably stay. Then you take this end and you put it through here such that it sticks out halfway here, this end. Then this guy, you have to carefully push it through the hydraulic lines so that it sits above. This round thing sits above the connector. Slowly turn it counterclockwise until the connector that you've pushed towards yourself is almost on it. And then you have to take a very long screwdriver and feed it through so that it is parallel almost to this without puncturing any hydraulic lines, mind you, without bending any too much. And then you push this clip back on. And then this took me basically 4 tries of the clip not coming on and then having to barely finagle it through. There's barely enough clearance to get this head through here. So basically I have to force it through the plastic every time. So 4 back and forth until it worked. This one is going to be easier. I'm just going to pop the clip with a screwdriver and push it on the ball thingy. Did it move? No, it's still impossible to. Why is it impossible to install? Because there's no, with the way it's installed, there's just no way of pivoting it and to get it on, and it doesn't fit between the power shock. It's ironic that the glass shock is giving me the most trouble. Sillily doesn't fit. Far twist as it goes. So I finally got it on because the little round part was exposed towards the top and not turning. I figured screw it, and I put this fork into the round part and pressed against this plastic trim here. It actually helped to twist the ball to the socket thing. I was able to apply it without even opening the clip here because there's impossibly no tolerance here. And then I inspected for damage here. Rotate it so it's still seated there. There we go. Gas shock on a power hood struts, blah blah blah.
step to clean butyl off the things gunk so that in the future when we put it on, it'll adhere better. It's funny because there's a specific part for the powered hatchgate model that makes room for the hydraulic line that has to go down. This I'm just scraping off. The foam is not that fragile. The foam's not that fragile, so you don't need to worry about damaging it. Nor do you need to worry about getting it all off, because it goes in pretty deep. So as long as it's a cursory cleaning, it'll be mostly good. Just a once over. There's actually a little notch along the bottom here that you want to get all the butyl sealant out of. You can run a tool along here, insert it a bit into the foam, and you'll see that all of the foam is coming out of that notch that we want to free up. Here's the notch with it cleaned. Here's the notch without the old gunk cleaned out. I'm going to go around and clean it on both. And with that sliding motion, you definitely do not need to buy new ones. Save your money, just buy new sealant. And you can run something along it, but be careful, there are airbags here, so it's inadvisable to run it along and puncture it with something sharp. And you definitely want to do it away from the airbag. Now we take our butyl sealant tape around the thing. And let's have the corner be at the far end, away from the ingress. So we just temporarily, for lengthwise, measure it starting at this corner, measure it around. Around this thing, mold it in a little. The large flat front part is the most important because that is the area closest to exposure. Butyl in a nice circle. Pull the wire through a bit, seal it nice and thick in there. This does take some force. You can stretch this amount a bit because we don't need a crazy amount and it actually hinders inserting it a little. This one's easier because there's no cables or anything coming out. First we work one end in and then the other. And now for the C-filler trim, there is a Torx hole here, and basically the two clips on the sides are small and metal, unlike the other ones. They go on the sides here, and two, and then you put it over the side. And then the bottom plastic goes inside. Oh, the headliner. I think, so let's do this side first. There we go. And then this side. And then it aligns with this hole. There we go, under the airbag thing. On the first try, the D-pillar trim might seem really hard, but the black metal thing goes towards the top. And after wrestling with it for a bit, I found that the easiest thing to do is to take these two metal clips, make sure they're as far back as they go, and insert them first. Why is this challenging? Because it feels like the D-pillar trim like warps into position. Then you work it in from the top here. Aligning the black metal piece next along the window edge, pressing it in and such. Now you work your way along here, making sure not to pinch anything. Push the clips in, and you're done. This is much easier than what I had on that side with hydraulic lines and stuff. And it does not like perfectly seat on the side, but there we go. And don't forget the torque screw here.